going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful, smoky, cheesy, spicy, plump, cheesy Italian sausage links. Coming up! When it comes to sausage making, the Italian sausage is a classic. Typically seen either spicy or sweet, it is the king of weeknight dinners. But just like anything else in this world, a homemade Italian sausage is always going to be way better than anything you can get at the store. You can really dial in the spices to exactly what you want, but also, everything is better when it's full of cheese. So, that being said, today I'm going to show you my version of how to make a spicy, cheesy Italian sausage link, and it is going to be delicious. You can make your Italian sausage out of whatever you like. You could do half beef, half pork. You could throw some veal in there if you're feeling frisky. But today I'm going to go with an all pork version. Starting with a boneless pork shoulder. And simply enough, all we're going to do is cut this into some chunks, some strips, just to make it a little easier to fit in our meat grinder. This is a great cut for making sausage because it's really fatty, got a lot of marbling on there, got a good fat cap on it. And that way we don't have to mess around with trying to weigh out perfect percentages of fat and meat. Slice it up. And just like that, we've got 6 pounds of pork shoulder all sliced up. I'm going to pop this into the freezer for a little bit to firm up to ensure we get a nice clean grind while we get our spices together. Spice mix consists of some kosher salt, pink curing salt, some coriander, some black pepper, some ground fennel seed, some red chili flakes, some paprika, a little bit of turmeric, some garlic pieta, some dry parsley, some Italian herbs and seasonings. This is just oregano and basil, the classic suspects, and a little bit of sugar. And if you wanted to go for more of a sweet or more of a spicy, you can kind of play around with the sugar and red pepper flake ratios. But I think this one is going to be right in the middle, perfect balance. And while we're at it, we're also going to go in with some milk powder as our binder. A lot of ingredients in this sausage, packs a lot of flavor. Now, simply enough, we're going to add this seasoning mix to our pork in a questionably small bowl and mix it around. Actually, this might be my new move. I think we lost a little bit. All of our seasoning is evenly applied to our sausage, and I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight to cure up. I was completely planning on grinding and casing this tonight, but I'm running out of daylight, so I'm going to let this go in the fridge overnight, and we will see you in the morning, because an overnight cure never hurt anybody. Course die. We are simply enough going to send this through the meat grinder. Smells just like a meatball. All the salt has done its job. The curing salt has done its job. This meat's feeling a lot more firm, which is good. It's nice and chilled coming out of the fridge, meaning it's going to grind up really nicely. A lot of these spices have started to hydrate and really get their flavor into the meat. And there we go, some beautifully ground up pork. It's at this stage that we're going to go in with our liquid as well, which in this case is going to be some tomato juice. About 10% of the overall weight. And we're simply enough going to get in there and mix it all up. Make sure it's evenly incorporated. Because all these flavors, with a little tomato flavor in there too, you know it's going to be tasty. And the liquid is just going to make sure everything comes out nice and juicy. It's going to help hydrate all the spices we put in there. And just give it an overall more of a tacky vibe, which is going to case up easier, bind together a little bit better. Looking good. Now we've got it all mixed up, we're going to send it through the grinder one more time. The second grind is just going to help everything get a little more tacky, help cut up any of these bigger strands that we may have missed on the first grind, as well as evenly distributing all of the spices, all of the fat, and giving us a more consistent, cohesive sausage. And just like that, our meat is ground up and ready for some cheese. Which today is going to be some high temp mozzarella cheese. This is some cheese specifically made for sausage making. It's got a much higher melting point than typical mozzarella, and it's not going to grease out or split or leak out when you slice into your sausage links. And it comes already cubed up. And of course, I'll have a link in the description for where I got this cheese and all the exact amounts and ingredients for everything in this sausage, as well as all the equipment used. But from here, we're just gonna mix it all together, kind of fold it in, make sure it's all evenly distributed. It's also a great time to mix up your sausage one more time, make sure it's nice and tacky. Oh God, this smells so good. And that's what we're left with, folks. Some beautiful, tacky, cheesy, spiced, perfectly salted, spicy, cheesy Italian sausage. You know the drill. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I needed to clean the table anyway. You know the drill from here, folks. We're just gonna jerk on one of these hog casings here, trying our very best not to giggle. Being gentle but firm. If you get tired, you can use 2 hands, but you don't want to stop halfway through. Snip the tip, yoink, tie it off, work it back onto the shaft, and then simply enough, we're just gonna case these up in whatever size links we want. I'm gonna go with the classic, maybe a little 6-inch link, which is average. And like I say in every other sausage video, if this is your first time or you're new to the game, going link by link is your best bet, because you can make sure that every sausage link is nice and plump, which is really what you want. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with some wrinkly casings or sausages that aren't firm and kind of crumble out when you slice them. You're also gonna end up with a lot of air pockets if you don't stuff them as tight as they can go. And this is a 6-pound batch, so it's not gonna take long to go link by link. If you're doing 100 or 200 pounds, yeah, there's some other techniques you can do, but not today. The other nice part about going link by link like this, instead of doing a big rope, is you don't have to prick your sausages afterwards to get rid of any air pockets, because we're making sure all the air is kind of going this direction instead of into the links themselves. Prick. Very nice. Beautiful color on these. Push these aside. And these are your standard size hog casings. You can get them at any butcher shop. Saw some at the grocery store earlier. They even sell them on Amazon. But your best bet, if you want the highest quality, is go to your local butcher shop and ask for just a hank of, I think they're 35 millimeter. I'll have to look into it. But if you just ask for sausage casings, they'll know what you're talking about. Let me know in the comments down below what sausages y'all want to see me make next. And there we have it, folks. 6 pounds of sausage, fully cased up. All done, cased up, looking nice and plump. This is what it should look like when it's nicely cased. Not squeezing, not bending, none of that limp sausage business around here, folks. I think it's time to fire up a pit. There's a snake in my boot. I tell you what, folks, it is a gorgeous day here in ATX. But as you can see, I'm gonna delinkify these so they're a little easier to work with. And as long as you've got a nice little end on there and they're twisted, they should stay together just fine. We're gonna be smoking these sausage links right between 100 and 150 degrees Fahrenheit for the next 3 or 4 hours. And the whole point of this is to let the smoke really penetrate into the sausage, giving us that wonderful smoky flavor, that deep red color we're after, while drying out the casing, which will help us get a really nice snappy sausage down the line. It'll cook the meat, but it won't render the fat, which is really what we want. That way when we do the final cook at the end, we'll have lots of good smoke flavor, good color, nice snappy casing, and it'll still be nice and juicy because we haven't leached out any of the rendered fat. I'm not really concerned with an internal temp on these. It'll likely be somewhere around 150, but again, we're mostly just after that color and that flavor. So we'll check back in a little bit. While we wait for these sausage links to smoke away, let's hear a word from this week's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Manscaped, and if you're part of the 94% of my audience that is male, this one's for you. And fellas, if you're in the market for a quality buzzer, Manscaped's got you covered. In fact, I'm looking a little shaggy today. Let's go test it out. Oh, now that's better. But fellas, this is not just a good beard trimmer. It is specifically designed for the boys downstairs in your more sensitive regions that unfortunately I'm not allowed to show you on YouTube. But let's just say, I went from this to this, and I feel like a new man. And I know what you're thinking. You may be scared to trim around the old Thunder Horse, but Manscaped comes equipped with a ceramic blade, which is a lot more gentle on the old Frankenbeans than your typical steel blade buzzer. And it's got a light on it, so you can just trim it in the backyard and save a lot of cleanup. Not to mention it's waterproof. Not only did they send me this nice shirt and this nice pair of briefs, but the Lawnmower 3.0, charging cables, ball toner, and ball deodorant. And if you've ever spent 16 hours in Texas standing next to a fire, you know both of these products can come in handy. Not only that, but they also sent a little carrying case for everything. Because fellas, quarantine is over and it's time to get back to a normal schedule of grooming. And if you're in need of some new grooming tools, Manscaped has got you covered. So do your coin purse and mine a favor and click the link in the description of this video or head over to manscaped.com and use promo code CHUD at checkout to get 20% off your purchase. And like the box says, your balls will thank you. Thank you, Manscaped. 2 hours into this cook and these sausage links are looking delicious. Nice color on there, but we're just gonna go through and give them a wipe down because as you know, everybody loves a clean ween. While we're at it, we'll flip them all over, get even smoke on both sides. Nice and red, feeling plump, starting to firm up a bit. Everything we want in the sausage. And once they're flipped over, yet again, folks, everybody loves a clean weenie. Couple more hours on here and these things will be ready to pull off. 4 hours on the dot and these sausage links are coming out of the pit and going right into an ice bath. And what this ice bath is gonna do is stop the cooking process completely, help shrink those casings up to the sausage so we don't get any of that crumbly, chewy casing business. And just like anything else that you pull off a smoker, it's gonna wanna continue carrying over cooking and it's gonna put off a lot of steam. And that steam is just moisture leaving your sausage links. So by chilling them down immediately like this, we're gonna lock in all of that extra moisture, all of that flavor, and ensure that these links are going to be perfect. Not to mention, it's another great opportunity to clean your weenie. Look at that beautiful link. At this stage too, you could vac seal these up, pop them in the freezer, pull them out for your next barbecue party, send them to your friends, do whatever you're gonna do because these things, oh, smell so good. I'm gonna bump the smoker back up to about 275, 300 degrees, crisp this off for about 30 minutes or so. Then we'll take a quick little peek at it. And just like that, we've got a beautiful, plump Italian sausage. Let's see how it came out. Ooh, yes please. Oh, that cheese holding nicely, looking nice and juicy. Let's taste it. Oh, that's delicious. It tastes like a spicy pizza. Definitely on the spicy side, but not too bad, which is nice. And so many flavors, very herby, nice and juicy. The fact that that cheese is holding in place is exactly what we're after. Do you think it'll snap? Let's find out. Oh, that's hot. See those red pepper flakes in there. Nice and cheesy, nice and juicy. I mean, look at that grease. Oh, so good. Cockburn.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to have built one of 3 Chud Pit 250s?
Well, you know what? It was a labor of love. It was a little hot. I think it turned out pretty good. Let's take a look. We got the old double. Oh, what do we have here? Been hiding meat from me? It was a fun build. Looks pretty good to me. What do you think, Papa Chud there?
Couldn't have done better myself.
Now it's documented.
Yeah, right?
It's documented now.
Are we selling these now?
No, we're not. I don't know. Maybe down the road. Little teaser. Who knows? Hi.
You guys want to eat some sausage?
I think it's sausage time. So you asked for a old sausage pop, did you?
Bite into a carrot?
I feel like I'm on Game of Thrones or something.
Up, dog?
Look at that. You want me to feed you? You get the other end. Ooh. What'd you bite into a turnip?
That's something special.
That's really good.
Oh, that looks like the perfect coin.
Is that your...
What's your favorite dish using Italian sausage?
Season it, grind it, case it, smoke it, throw it in the crock pot with tomato sauce, go to class, go to work, come home, And then everything is ready. All you got to do is boil the pasta and then serve it. Delicious.
All right, y'all, and that is it. That is my version of how to make a spicy, cheesy Italian sausage. I highly recommend giving this one a try, because like I mentioned earlier, you can always dial in the spices to your exact flavor profile, and there's a lot of spices to choose from. Also, if you want to try this sausage for yourself, we are going to be serving it at the Come and Smoke It Barbecue Festival here in Austin, Texas on May 1st, along with a really great lineup of people. Tickets are on sale now. I will have a link in the description, or you can check them out on Instagram. Find it pretty quick. Tickets are limited, so be sure to get them while you can. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to let me know by hitting that subscribe button. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to let me know on Instagram at ChudsBBQ. I love to see what y'all are cooking. Head over to ChudsBBQ.com for all pit inquiries, wait lists, and all that good stuff. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!